So this is the continuation of part 3, where we're going to use querySelctorAll and an array to loop through those elements and run a function. And so what I wanted to do in this one is to use a function to do some real work. Excuse me. So I'm going to go and open up my gallery page that we created in another series of videos. I'm going to copy the gallery section and I'm going to paste it into part 3 of my JavaScript. Here. So then you can see here I've got a gallery section and I've got 3 or 4 figures with images and fig captions inside. But my images are not here. My images are actually, so to go from my JavaScript folder, JS intro, to gallery, I have to go up a folder into Web 1 and then into gallery and then into images. So .. for up a folder and then into gallery and then images. Of course your path may be different. And then in the CSS, what I'm going to do is in gallery images, I'm going to set the width to, I'm going to set the max width to 100%. And then I'm going to, on the gallery, actually I'll put this up top. I'm going to display it as a grid. And we'll make our grid columns. Two columns wide. And we'll come back here to the page and refresh and make sure we've got the right CSS. And there now you can see we've got some gallery images inserted and with fig caption for each of these. And we are good to go. So in our JavaScript, what I want to do is to create an element reference for those gallery images. And I'll make that equal to the querySelctorAll. Notice, of course, the camel case as well. And that will be on gallery image. And so that should select all of the gallery images and create a list or an array from those things. Then what we want to do is access that array based on the gallery images element reference that we just created, looping through each of the elements. So again, an anonymous function. And in here I'm going to put element so that we can easily refer back to the element that we're using. And then open and close the curly braces for that anonymous function, and then add a semicolon to the end of the line in order to finish off the and add a semicolon to the end of the line in order to finish it off. So then in here we'll put a quick console log just to make sure we're getting those elements. And we'll upload that. And with any luck, of course I have to make sure I spell querySelctorAll properly. And with any luck, we should get a list of the images that we've selected using querySelctorAll. So now what we want to do is we want to create an event listener in order to be able to do something based on a user interaction. So up above, you can see in order to create an event listener, we created an element using getting its ID and then added the event listener click. In this case, what we're going to do, because we don't know the name of each individual one, we're going to just use element that we're getting from the loop. Right? So that would be the image. So we're going to add the add event listener, and this time the event will be mouse over. And you can see here, instead of doing an anonymous function, what I'm going to be doing is calling a named function, gallery hover. And then we're going to create that function, start by typing function, then the name of the function, followed by opening and closing parentheses and opening and closing curly braces. Let me just make a bit more room here. And we'll just do a console log here to say hovered. And we'll create an event parameter so that we can capture it. And we'll put this so we can see what it is that we've actually hovered over. Now if we upload this and refresh, so you can see that each time I hover over an image, it gives me hovered over, it's incrementing it and showing me the HTML image element. Now what I want to do is toggle the class list in order to have what we'll do is we'll have the fig caption appear only on hover. So if I go back to part 3 here, first of all I want to set the opacity of the fig caption to be equal to 0. And now I'm going to create the captioned class. So I've got gallery image captioned, and then I want the next sibling, or the sibling of the image. So I'm going to put a plus and then fig caption, and I'm going to set the opacity to be 1. And now you can see when we roll over an image, the fig caption appears, and if I roll over this one, we can see it appears here as well. Now if I roll back out, normally what I'd want to do is for it to disappear. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add a second event listener, and this will be on mouse out, thus completing our hover event. And we can call the same function, in this case gallery hover, because we're just toggling the caption the captioned style on and off. So I'm going to save that and upload it. And now if we go check, we can see as we hover over the image, the caption appears, and now as we go back out, it disappears. Let me just go add a little bit of CSS to those fig captions. So if I make their position relative, and then set the top to minus the height of my text, or line height, and it's about that. I haven't actually set it. Let me just center the caption. And I'm also going to add a transition on the opacity of the element that's going to last 1 second. Actually, let's put it 2 seconds to make it more evident. So what this should do is, and let's add a bit of a background as well. So RGBA, and we'll make it white with 75% alpha, or opacity. So now when we roll over, you can see that the fig caption appears slowly over 2 seconds. It's located on top of the image and is a little bit bigger. Let me just finish it off with font size. And line height. And we should be good. So that's how to use querySelctorAll to select a number of different elements, and then loop through those elements to add event listener, and then call an event or call a function by name based on those user events. Obviously, if we were to add more images, then they would automatically work as well. So I hope this helps.